So many amazing moments and scenes throughout the series. Was there any particular one that you sit back and look at and feel very particularly proud of?
Well, I mean, kind of obviously the very final scene is, and that was the biggest challenge, probably one of the biggest challenges of all the seasons that I've done. How do you end something like this? How do you and when and they did a great, fantastic job with the shoot of the script and the shoot, and so there's now the music has to end it as well, and that was a really daunting prospect. So Peter Morgan had this traditional Scottish bagpipe tune called "Sleep, Dearie, Sleep," and early on in the process, he gave it to me and said, "Just go away and do something with this. Develop this idea, orchestrate it, make it your own." And that's what we ended up using for the very final scene, that sort of 4 or 5 minute cue at the very end of season 6, and that. I mean, I'm very proud of that. I think it's very emotional, and just seeing people's reactions to it, it really works. But obviously, I have a big debt to pay for the power of that initial tune, and the sound of the bagpipes is such a great sound. Although they're a nightmare to record, I can tell you.
It is such a powerful scene as the Queen ponders her very existence,
Yeah.
and it's sort of the end of the series. I mean, I could feel the pressure you must have been under
Yeah.
to deliver.
Yeah.
And it is a more fuller orchestral sound as well that leads up to that bagpipes with the strings, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Tell us what did you go through in putting that together? I mean, where did you find your influences?
So, I mean, as with a lot of the material that ends up in The Crown, I sort of have it's quite an odd process with it. It was always about writing almost an album's worth of material for Peter Morgan, like very early on, like just as soon as I got a script, and they started filming. So I would write all these ideas and send them to him, and he would be like, "Oh, that's rubbish. That's terrible. Oh yeah, I really, really love this one." And Sleep Dearie Sleep was one of those that my development of it and arrangement of it was one of those things. And so that was sort of conceived quite early on, and then Peter was like, "This is brilliant. This is going to end the season. This is what we're going to use." Then refining it and getting the tone just right, because that's like with everything in The Crown, it's about the quality of that tone. Yeah, I don't mean just the musically, but just the whole feel of something. And that's the genius, I think, of the series is that they really get the tone right. And it was just refining that, and that's been the case throughout. It's always about, as Peter used to say, the layers of paint that we have to apply, and the amount of times we revisit something and just check that it's absolutely right.